Okay, you need to go. And welcome to the Atlanta Sea Colony live stream. My name is Adam Jewell. I was just informed by my kids that while that intro was going on, that my dog knocked the pizza box off the countertop and possibly ate an entire pizza. So go check to see if it's all ate, please. Thank you. I had a great intro ready and everything, but now I'm going to have to save it for another time.
Okay.
I'm Adam Jewell, and with me is the man, the myth, the legend, S. Babe Hyde.
And
then we got Brendan. Brendan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Other than the pizza incident, I mean, I'm all right.
Well, we know how you're doing. We don't care. How's Babe doing?
I'm sure. All right, now gold stairs. Yeah, the whole pizza's gone. The whole pizza's gone, everybody. Okay, so other than that, let's just switch today's topic.
You just want to get right into it, huh?
No. Let's just change the topic. We're going to talk about abused pizzas because that is the thing I'm most passionate about right now. So yeah, we outside of all that crap, we have been in some discussion and we've been having some good talks. Babe's been with us more often now. We're trying to get him more involved in the rotation more, so it's always good to have Babe on. He's kind of like our Ed McMahon to our Johnny Carson.
Here's Brennan.
Right.
He's our sidekick with all this. No, it'll be good. We like I said, we had some conversations the other day. Well, it was last night, wasn't it, or Sunday night? Sunday night. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Night, yeah.
Just trying to get him the rotation more, have him, he can let him have some creative process and everything too, and he's just helping with a lot of other stuff too. You'll see more of Babe's work come 2022. So
that's right.
But anyways, what?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And speaking about work, I had planned to have some awesome artwork to show off today, but I got my review back this morning, and I literally could have made that thing in 5 minutes on MS Paint. I was furious. I was so mad.
Not heard the end of it.
I've been venting at him all day about this thing. This guy took a week, asked for an extension, charged me $100, and sent me something that I could have made in 5 minutes on MS Paint. I said, give me my money back. I'm not doing this. So we don't have new artwork yet, but we will.
Well, we did discuss that it could work for other purposes that we were side talking about.
Yeah.
That's a whole other project that maybe we don't need to be taking on.
No,
but
we're going to. I'm going to.
Okay. Pretty sure your time
ASC kids calling books. What?
Close. Pretty close.
No,
all right, Brendan,
I'll put it out there. I'm gonna write a kids book. That's what I'm gonna write. I'm gonna write a kids book. It's gonna be about underwater habitats.
Awesome.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
We'll see if it actually happens or not. That's my thing. I was like, hey man, yeah, let's see what happens.
Okay. Anyways,
it's gonna be called Brendan Gets Kidney Stones at Jules.
Yeah. Okay. I'd read that kid's book. I'd read that book. When he's underwater, he cries and moans. That's because Brendan Trexler has kidney stones.
All that was accurate too. Oh man, I'm glad nobody could see me that day. I feel sorry so far. Thane, I feel sorry for the thing you have to put up with me that day. Man, that was bad.
I still have, I think, some of the videos far enough back on my Marco Polo. We could upload them.
Mm-hmm.
They started off like really excited, be like, "Yeah, man, I'm here. Hey, man, I don't feel so good." Then I went to, "Hey, I'm in my hotel room. Something's wrong."
Yeah.
All right, Brendan, do you want to take us into this week's topic?
Oh man, Yeah, nice hard segue right there. No, I think it talks about basically what this topic came up from a YouTube commenter. So I want to say that we do read your comments. I do like the comments because they give us ideas for show notes for topics and stuff along those lines. So Ryan Domerman, I think is how you pronounce his name, he requested this, that we do a what?
What was the name?
Ryan Domerman.
Oh, Domerman.
Yeah.
Okay.
You think I said Doberman?
No, I thought you just said Dahmer, and then I got concerned.
Anyway, he wanted us to talk about or look into governments and organizations that are doing ocean exploration and development and stuff. So I started looking at governments, and the governments were a little harder to find, and it was a few and far between to find the information. But I started looking at the different organizations, though. There were so many of them. It's like I don't even know where to start with all this. So I just grabbed some of the bigger ones and focused mostly on the United States. So basically, we're going to run down this is I'll talk about each one, some key points about them. I know Babe's already got some stuff he's going to show off with one of them there, if you've still got it up and running.
Yeah.
All right. And so we can talk about some of that stuff. And I've got a bunch of links we'll throw into the show notes and stuff as well. But the one that Ryan first mentioned was the Ocean Networks Canada. So obviously, I guess he's Canadian. And basically, it was. And I think the thing we're going to find through all these is most of them are fairly new organizations within the last 20 years. That it seems like, we've got the space race going on. We've all talked about in the ocean race, but there's a whole lot more ocean organizations out there doing stuff in the last 20 years than there was. So, Ocean Networks Canada. Also, I tried to find their budgets and some other little neat facts about them too, if I could. A lot of them are private entities, and so there wasn't really any budget information we could find on them. But are you caught up, Adam? Do you know what's going on?
I caught the last part of it.
Okay, since you were the way there. But anyway, what I did is I got like their mission statement from each one of these two. This is going to be a pretty dry episode, I think, but it's going to be very information and packed. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, founded in 2007. So like I say, a fairly new one. So one of the things that this organization is known for is they launched a underwater. It's not like a habitat, but it's like an underwater platform to monitor all different things. But it's like log full of like cameras and sonar and all these other types of things. And they put it like off the bay there, and it's monitoring all that kind of stuff, which I thought would be, which I've also thought for several years would be cool. Once we get an underwater habitat in there, is you can put tons of webcams and other sensors and stuff on it and do live streams all the time or log all this information at the same time as people are just chilling and living down there and hanging out. So you can, it's dual function. Well, they've just got a platform under where they got all this stuff going on. But their whole thing is that the University of Victoria's Ocean Networks Canada monitors the west and east coasts of Canada and the Arctic to continuously deliver data in real time for scientific research that helps communities, governments, and industry make informed decisions about our future. Using cabled observatories, remote control systems, and interactive sensors, and big data management, ONC enables evidence-based decision-making on ocean management, disaster mitigation, and environmental protection. So basically, they do a lot of everything with underwater pretty much. But it's Canada, so,
They don't count.
No. But I did want to mention them because Ryan had specifically mentioned them. And once again, I didn't find as much information about them as I did a bunch of the American-based ones. So we will start with the American-based ones as far as real information. And obviously the biggest one is the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. I think that anybody watching this is familiar with that organization. They've been around literally forever. Well, not literally, but they've been around for 90 years. And they're based out in Massachusetts. I first learned about them. I think it was Honestly, I think it was Sequest. Again, go back to sci-fi, because Bob Ballard, who was with Woods Hole at the end of every episode in season 1, would talk about something science-based fact, and he'd always announce that he was with the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute. So that was really my first that I remember understanding of who they are. But anyway, yeah. So they were founded in 1930, so they've been around for quite a while. But when I started doing some research on who they were and where they came from, I guess they started in like the 1920s with the idea, and the Rockefeller Foundation really started them off. Yeah. So as the Rockefellers gave them like $1 million grant to build their first ship and stuff. They're the world's leading independent nonprofit organization dedicated to ocean research, exploration, and education. Because they are kind of public, they do have an annual budget of $215 million. Yeah, that's a lot, but it gets bigger as we go on, which shows there's a lot of money out there for ocean exploration and stuff like that too. So
I'm looking for their phone number right now to see if we can get in on some of that.
Well, there's one later on that I'll talk about that was pretty interesting as well. So keep that in mind there, because we can definitely do something. And I got links like their financial reports. They got some cool like documents and stuff like that. They've actually got a magazine called Oceanus. I actually got one. It's like it's randomly when I went to that event last February or whatever it was. I got a magazine there because they had a thing set up there. Anyway, they're dedicated to advancing knowledge of the ocean. And with its connection to the earth, with sustained commitment to excellence in science, engineering, and education, and the application of its knowledge to problems facing society. The notable thing that I thought was interesting that I think comes up a lot right now is with global warming and all that. They've found corals that are able to survive heat waves / global warming. So that's one of the concerns with that the corals are dying off and stuff because of global warming, but they're finding corals that are adapting to this and starting to grow, which I think is interesting. Which I've said too, that I think that nature will take care of itself no matter what, to the extent what we do to it. The evolutionary process, whatever level you want to believe in that, I think it will take care of itself, and they're finding that out to an extent. They have a threefold process too, which is the understanding the research aspect of it, the exploration, the education. So they've got 3 drastic different departments that they can go to. Your cat's tail is just like amazing, by the way. So
she's doing her thing.
So that's Woods Hole. That's the basic thing. Coming up on 100 years here pretty soon. That's one place that I'd love to go check out. I guess you can do tours and stuff of the place. I think that would be a cool place to go.
All the way up in Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you could not chew ice when we're doing live stream, I'd really appreciate it.
Did you say anything on what specific Navy stuff they did?
No, so if you look a little bit in there, because good thing you brought that up. I didn't mention that the Navy was the ones that after the Rockefeller Foundation, they were only operating during the summers at the first, like through the 30s and stuff along those lines, and then the Navy came in after the wars and started using them for their mapping of the oceans and stuff along those lines in the area. So that was where the Navy's first involvement of it was. And then they've gone on to some more technologies and stuff along those lines. It didn't say a lot exactly what their direct involvement was, but they said to this day that the Navy is still very involved in their operations and what they do there. Obviously, they don't need the Navy like they used to, but they still do have a good partnership with them. Yeah, there you go, Adam.
Somebody here. Neil Armstrong. Why wouldn't they name it after, an ocean person? Why not RV Jacques Cousteau?
It's probably been around for a while.
Nah, that's possible. Yeah. Some of their stuff on their site.
Yeah, I say they have tons. Like I say right there, you can see they got so much on their site. And like I say, as I was digging through it, and they're all these sites got some really good stuff. OceanX, which we'll talk about here in a little bit, I think their site's the best looking site, but it's also very minimalistic. So most of their information is very video or graphic oriented versus reading, which I personally like, but it also could be because they're one of the newer ones, so they don't have as much information out there, as many stuff they're doing either. Because with Woods Hole and NOAA, which we'll talk about here in a second, they've got you jumping the gun on me, man. Jumping the gun.
I thought you said we were talking about Ocean X next. I'm sorry.
I said we will in a little bit, but
Sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. No, you're good, man. You're good. And that with Woods Hole and NOAA, that they've got a lot of departments and a lot of stuff they're doing. So, but no, the next one we'll talk about is NOAA, Adam, if you want to bring it up.
NOAA?
Yeah.
NOAA?
AA.gov. And yeah, NOAA, once again, is one that probably almost everybody, even if you're not in the ocean thing, knows about, just because of their involvement here, if you're an American, that is, because they're involved in everything, with your weather and stuff along those lines too. So people know them from that. And because of that, they've got a budget of $5.5 billion.
Yeah.
And for next year, they're projecting to be $6.9 billion, so an even bigger one. But like I say, they're involved in tons of stuff, so it's really hard for them to kind of pinpoint down talking points on them because there's just so much information out there. But their important level is that their services they provide local benefits supporting healthy beaches and coasts, science and conservation. They've got podcasts, webinars, seminars all on their site too. As you dig around in there, like I say, some of it's a little harder to find, but they've got tons of information. And we've got our little resource page on the Atlantic Sea Colony site, but they've got so much, like with webinars. They've got seminars you can either attend. So I said they are a wealth of knowledge for anybody interested in the ocean. Definitely one of the sites that you should check out. Yeah.
When you check out all your maritime navigation and stuff, I mean, all your buoys, your navigation buoys are listed as NOAA buoys.
Why is that? Do you have to get registered with NOAA or what?
I have no idea. I just know that when you look stuff up on your tides, on your conditions for navigation to see what you're wanting to do, it seems like it all comes from NOAA. All your
it's probably
information.
Because of all these, they're the only government agency, because they are a government agency. So it probably has to be registered or something along those lines, and earmarked probably. Yeah, they are. They're under the auspices of the United States Department of Commerce, I guess. You and that cat. But yeah, I won't. Once again, Noah's got a lot of information, but we can move on to Ocean X because we get a little bit more fun stuff with them. So Ocean X, which people, as soon as I hear the name, I think it's SpaceX, and I think they are the I think that's kind of their design too, because they came around in 2018, so they're really new out there, and I think that's one reason their website doesn't have much. But for being super new, they've done tons of cool stuff. They've partnered with James Cameron.
Did that play music for you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was going to do that.
Yeah, they partnered with James Cameron to get a lot of their stuff done, and really got their start with that partnership there. In 2012, even though they were founded in 2018, they were doing other stuff before then, and I'll get into that. But they were the first to capture the giant squid on video in the deep. 2019, they were the first organization. Sean, we're showing that everything is still streaming fine for us. Let me. Anyway, you check the Facebook, just make sure we are good. Oh, never mind. We're good.
We're back.
Yeah. they also used Triton Submarines, which is a company, as you can see right there, by L. Bruce Jones with Poseidon Undersea Resorts. So the tie-in with the underwater habitat world there could be interesting, depending on what the future holds out for them. In their few years of being around, they discovered 5 new sea species. So yeah, they are funded by Ray Dalio, as you can see there, and we'll talk about his organization at the very end. But you can very much tell that he's a very rich man that's sinking his money into the ocean exploration side of things, where you see other billionaires such as Bezos and Musk sinking their billions into space. So I think it's a very anti-space race thing here that OceanX is doing, and I think it's super exciting, and I really like what they're doing.
We need to get him on Facebook.
Who, Ray Dalio?
Yeah, I wonder if he's got a Facebook page.
He's probably LinkedIn.
Oh, wow.
Did you know that, I don't know how much they had to do with it, but did you know OceanX has, I don't know, I don't know what all consoles or what platforms it's supported by, but a video game, Beyond Blue? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's really geared to education, but you talk about a super calming game to play, which it just is. And it's got some really cool little ideas in it. Like
yeah, I have seen that game. I never played it, but I have seen because I remember when it came out, they're talking about how it's a calming game. But yeah.
Yeah. I had to get it just because the OceanX hook.
I didn't know
so
it was
like, okay.
Yeah. I did not know that was related or intertwined with the OceanX there. Yeah.
Huh.
What do you have it on? What console, or is it on PC?
I got on Xbox.
May have to look into that.
Weird. Yeah, I never knew anything about it. I wonder if it's on PC.
I don't know.
I like a good calming game.
It really is. It's, if you want some exciting game or you like all your shooters and stuff, then you probably gonna like it. But if you just want to chill a little bit, and it's got some really neat, education videos snuck into it everywhere. I mean, it's pretty cool. If you don't know anything about ocean, it's good for learning.
That makes me think there was a game. Holy cow, I don't remember what it was called. It was a Cousteau. It was Cousteau based. That's right. I think it was. I don't remember who it was, but it was multiple CDs.
Resident Evil.
No, that was not it. it was really. I mean, it was at the time. It was multiple CDs. And it was really cutting edge at the time, and that you would have you'd have a submersible, and you could go to different places, and then you could go down there and you could dive down and go around. It was, oh man, I'll have to find that game because this is a really cool game. But I remember my computer, even at the time, and this is 15, 20 years ago probably, would barely run it. So it was an old game.
Yeah.
I remember you docked with something. I don't know. I'm off talking about video games here. We could go off a tangent there talking about video games for a while.
You can shoot that to me later. I'd like to know about that.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find that. I might have to remind me. But yeah. I don't think it would probably run on any PC today, but who knows? So let's talk about Nautilus Live, or otherwise known as the Ocean Exploration Trust. I've known about them for a while just because they'd always show up in my YouTube feed they always had some live event going on. And come to find out they have multiple live streams going on, and Babe actually has one running right now behind him.
Yeah.
So if you're one person, like Babe and me were talking beforehand, that if you just like to have the ocean stuff streaming, they have different feeds for you to just stream in your background. The cool thing about them is we're talking about Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute earlier on, and Robert Ballard, but he actually funded or helped fund, or not fund, but started the Nautilus Live back in 2008. So he is like the main guy behind that. So because of that, he's very ROV heavy because, him helping define the Bismarck and the Titanic and everything with I think it was Alvin even back then, and they're still using Alvin to this day. But they're very much focused on using ROVs for all their exploration needs. So it's there's not too much submersible with them. I think they do have some, but not
Hey,
very
Brendan?
much. Yeah.
I will sell a kidney and remortgage my house to build Atlantis Sea Colony. If you can say that right there.
Oh, you know what? I've heard that actually before. I've heard that word.
Papa Hana Monica Kukakia.
Is that over like the Hawaiian Islands somewhere?
I don't know. Pacific Ocean. I don't know, but I'll tell you what, I would never be able to find that word unless I copy and pasted it. So, you know what? You keep talking. I'll see where that's at. I'll do some research here.
So anyway, as I was saying, their big focus is, like most of these, is exploration, documentation, research. That seems to be the ongoing thing with them, with most of these ocean exploration organizations. Once again, like most of these, there is no budget because they're either privately funded, nonprofits, or I couldn't find anything on it. There is a place on there where you can check out all their past expeditions and information about them. And as I said, the cool thing about them, I think that really makes them stand out, is the fact that they've always got different live stuff going on. So there's always a presence online where you can check out anything they're doing. That's just really cool.
By the way, it is Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's actually a volcano on the big island of Hawaii.
I bet you Thane would know how to say it.
I bet you he would too. He's probably been there.
Yep.
Very possible.
So, running down the list here, Schmidt Ocean Institute was founded in 2009. Another newbie on here. So, yeah, besides Woods Hole and NOAA, these have all been founded in like the last 15 years. Here's where we talked earlier. These guys have got a apply for support page where you can apply to get support from them to be doing something that falls within their wheelhouse. Right now, it's currently closed down, as I guess they've got too many or whatever, but they're not taking applications at this point in time. But it's I don't remember what on the website there, but there's an apply for support page. They can do collaborations with them in other industries working in the underwater world for research, exploration, all those kind of things. So technically, underwater habitat could fall under that, and they might be able to help support that. So something to look at once they start thinking collaborations again and see how that all plays out.
Otherwise, you can apply to have time on a research vessel.
Yeah, and that's a lot of these will do that. Do these what they call cruises, and they go out and they do these events and stuff like that. We're doing research and they come back. So Nautilus, I think, does that. I don't think Ocean X does, but I think Nautilus and Schmidt are the two that do those cruises like that. Yeah. Their big thing, once again, like all the other ones, is the education. They're big about open sharing all the data and the research they get. They claim to be very transparent about all that. Infrastructure development, and then collaboration with other entities. So very cool. Somebody to check out. I've been familiar with them until I started doing the research. So somebody we need to look maybe a little bit deeper into. I'm not really sure. Yeah. And then last but not least, it's more of an honorable mention. They're not really falling here, but it's Dalio Philanthropies, because it's Ray Dalio who funded and started Ocean X. And they found it in 2003, and they on their website they're like, We believe that the ocean, which covers 72% of the Earth's surface and 99% of its livable space, is the world's largest, most important, and least adequately understood natural resource. So, obviously, just from that statement right there, you can see where their thoughts are. Ray Dalio is worth around $20 billion and is in the top 100 billionaires in the world. So
how did he make his fortune?
I didn't dig into that. It was hedge funds.
Oh, okay.
At least according to Forbes. But
yeah, at least he's giving back and putting it towards something really cool. There's a lot of those guys that don't really do anything with it.
Him and his wife started the philanthropy, and then it's him and his son that are like doing OceanX. Dalio, they do a bunch of other stuff besides Ocean as well, since they're a philanthropy organization. But a big portion of it is the ocean, and that's obviously visible through OceanX. So, yeah. So that's basically what I found as far as different ocean exploration things.
Right here, Brendan. This is the number I'm going to call, and I'm going to get us some money tomorrow. Okay.
Hey, go for it.
Can I speak with Dalio?
I don't pay you the big bucks for nothing.
Yeah. This guy's
get a raise.
Yeah. If you can get us Dalio money, I'll give you a raise.
Yeah. If I can get us Dalio money, I'm just gonna skim a little off the top, and then we'll get this thing going.
Finder's fee.
Yeah. I'll give you a finder's fee. Anybody that can do that and get us that, I will gladly give you finder's fee. Anybody watching, if they want to make phone calls and stuff along those lines to try to get us funding, I will gladly put you on payroll.
Maybe is what we need to do is get enough people to call that number and be like, hey, this is so-and-so. We're just wondering, is it true that you guys are funding Atlanta Sea Colony? Can you make a statement on that? And they'll be like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But if we get enough people doing it, they'll eventually be like, what is this Atlanta Sea Colony? And then they look us up. They're like, huh, okay.
And then file restraining orders to make sure no one ever calls.
Like we know this is you guys. We watched your podcast.
Yeah, we're blackball us in the community where we'll never be able to do anything.
We know you guys. Get out of here.
That's right. Anyway, so yeah, there was several others, but I think that for one episode that was more than enough information throwing out there as far as who's out there. And I say I'll drop all these links I've got for financial statements I can find, links to videos, links to the websites, everything I've got. We'll throw it in the show notes after the fact for people to check out and dig into as well if they want to know any more about any of these organizations, or in often case, or if you want to donate to them and help their cause, because a lot of them have ways that you can
help out.
Donate. Yeah. Whichever meets your fancy. So, yeah, that's what I got, guys. Thoughts? Cool. Questions?
No? I just thought the live feeds were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I love a good live feed.
Before you hop on, Adam, babe. Yeah, go ahead, babe.
I just want to say, with today's technology, live feeds have become so much easier to do. And so I guess now probably the cost is the data right over top of the camera stuff. Before it was camera stuff. Now the cameras are so advanced. Now it's data rates or whatever is probably what your cost at.
Well, I think once SpaceX gets their internet going up with Starlink, which will have satellite internet all over the whole entire world. At that point in time, you're going to have even better. You can have out in the middle of the ocean and have amazing up and down speeds. So you're going to have even better in the middle of the ocean streams with no data caps, or at least probably not no data caps. So I think that'll be very fundamental as well to this kind of stuff. But yeah, I was saying before you hopped on out and Babe and we were talking about live feeds, and back when Fabien Cousteau stayed underwater at the Aquarius for 30 days back in, I don't remember when that was. It was probably about 10 years ago. That when I was working in IT, on my TV up in my office, I just had that thing playing 24/7. People would come in like, "What in the world are you watching?" I'm like,
Oh,
"Leave me
a guy
alone."
underwater.
My future. Now get out of here.
Right.
So yeah. No, some people come in and chill and watch it for a little while, but they didn't get it, so whatever.
I'd always thought it would be cool because I keep tossing around the idea of getting an aquarium for down here by my computer, and I really want to get one of those. What are they called? Axolotls or axolotls or whatever. Those
That's a lot of
yeah. I really want to get one of those, and then like we could have like a live feed of that. But I also, me and you talked that we could get like a 3D printed ASC habitat to put in the aquarium.
Mhm.
So like, and then that would be cool.
I've been thinking about, there's a fish tank at the bookstore. I've been thinking about doing a live feed stream on that all the time too. It's a saltwater one too, but it desperately needs clean. So, but yeah,
Oh, I'll never do a saltwater.
yeah, they're a lot of work, but it tastes
Yeah.
good.
Hey, we could prove our if my desalination technique would work.
That's true.
We would just pump the water out of the aquarium.
All the animals are dying in there, or whatever.
It's science.
That's right. But now, yeah, hopefully these are links that people will find enjoyable. Hopefully that it's information that, it can be helpful to people.
Well, I think it's interesting. I mean, you look at the way technology and social media has gotten so much better, bigger. And I think that has a lot to do with the new companies, the new ocean research places, just because it's so much wider known.
Yeah, and that's the thing. People always talk I think with any type of thing, whether it's space or ocean or whatever it is, people are like, "Well, you can't do this." I'm like, "Well, once we start doing it, the technology is going to catch up to it, and it'll get simpler and more cost effective and more streamlined and stuff along those lines." So, yeah, right now, for underwater habitats, they've always been big, bulky things, but as we start making more and more of them, it's going to become more streamlined. The cost will come down. Technologies will be developed, patented, etc., that make it as accessible as walking over to your neighbor's house right now, type of thing. At least that's my prediction on the whole thing.
See, I'm much more of an optimist. Like I think everything that we need is already there, and
It is.
I think it won't be hard to streamline the process to make it affordable, almost right from the get go. Almost, not necessarily very first time, but
everything is there, and that's why I think that right now I think that's why there's so many different organizations working for underwater habitats, because all the technologies do exist, and the prices have come down so much on so many different things that it is so much more feasible to be able to do it in today's day and age than it was even 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the internet's a big portion, like what Babe was saying. The internet has changed everything for everybody, and it's allowing us to do this right here. I mean, I remember when I first started with the Atlantic Sea Colony, it was impossible to find information. It's like I had to check a book out at a library to do anything because there was no internet. And man, I'm dating myself. And stuff. So it's one of those things where, and then even when the internet was first around, there was no information out there. I mean, it wasn't filled with the information yet. So
I've always had internet, just so you know.
Yeah.
I dyed my hair white and gray. I've always had internet too.
All right, for us older ones then. But no, so that's what I say. So we are at a great period of time. Glenn, who's building underwater habitat out of wood?
Cardboard's out.
Yeah.
No paper.
Well,
No
Glenn, don't worry.
cellophane.
We're not going to build the habitat out of lumber, so I think we're good. But yes, wood prices are a little high.
If it's green treated, I think it's going to be just fine.
Okay, he specified inside there. Inside.
We should make it to where it's like that old wood paneling that they used to use, like in older houses.
Make it look like a log cabin inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a log cabin outside.
Like, I have such a weird vibe from this place. There's a shark right outside my window, but I feel like I'm in the middle of the northern woods.
You know, some people like the log cabin look. Not me, but some people do. But yeah, back to the point. Yeah, I it's exciting either way.
I always think, you know, look at how they build tunnels that go underwater now, and they have for years. I know they're big and bulky, but all these people say you can't live underwater. Well, you drive underwater.
Yeah.
You know, you don't think twice about it either. You just drive on the highway. You drive on that tunnel. You don't think anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever driven, but that's, you know, there's a handful around.
I don't know if I've ever been in a under. I don't think I've ever been in a tunnel that goes under the water. Yeah,
I live in South Dakota. We don't have any water here. It's just corn.
Yeah, you drive through the rain. That's what you call driving through the water. Right?
Yeah, basically.
I said, really, the only underground tunnels and stuff I've been on was the subway system over in Washington, D.C. And then like some other just minor tunnels, but yeah, nothing. But yeah, it's and once again, and that architecture there of the Washington D.C. subway system just amazed me. I think it was beautiful, and everything about it. So I think you know, like I say, you look back when they first started, they definitely reported that pretty. They were functional, and then they were able to perfect that and get. And like with habitats, the first ones aren't going to be pretty, but they're going to be functional until you're able to get those costs down and start to get unless you just got a buku amount of money at the very beginning, and then you can do whatever you want with it and make it pretty and functional at the same time. So,
well, the first one you don't want pretty because if it fails, then you're not out all the really nice things that you put in it right from the get-go.
It'll be a beautiful disaster.
Yeah, like we're not going to put in like the 50-inch flat screen on the first one and all that.
Yeah. They're cheap.
Whatever.
That's kind of what ocean builders have done, though. I like I like their pattern. You know what they're doing. That's really cool.
And man, they're like putting out like every day new videos on stuff they're doing too.
Yeah. Yep.
They're really moving it. I mean, they weren't doing anything for a while there. Now they're just like every day it's something. They're really going to be I think 2022 is going to be a big year for them as well. I think they're really going to start getting some stuff out there in the water and getting people living on the water next year. So yeah, still I'd love to get down to Panama and just see what they're doing, see it in person. But
oh yeah,
well, once with all the restrictions and stuff like that, we'll see what happens.
Business trip.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got to find my passport.
I got to make sure mine's still good. I might have to renew it.
I think mine's good. I just don't know where it's at.
I don't even have a passport. The only time I've ever left the country was when I was a little kid, and that was back before you needed a passport to go to Mexico.
Oh, you see a visa.
I remember we went across the border to Tijuana when I was like super little.
I still don't think you need a passport to go to Mexico. I think you just need a visa.
You were in the trunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that where they got you from?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I look like I'm Hispanic, don't I? This like red hair and this pale white skin. My name is Rodrigo.
Con el pelo rubio.
Yeah. Roja. Right? That's red in Spanish, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I got it. Boom. Anyways, Brendan.
Yeah. Anyway, babe, you got anything you want to share or talk about?
Oh, I can't stay out of books, so I got another one.
Which one's that?
Bottom Time: The Adventures of a Commercial Diver by Norbert Weisinger.
Is it just his story of his diving?
Honestly, don't know yet because I just got it today. As it was just You know, I browse eBay for cheap finds and
Yeah.
for something that would be quite interested in. His most memorable dies, it says.
Maybe you need to start doing like a book review on here or something along those lines with those many books you're going through.
I still got to get my hyperbarics books done. That I'm working on those.
How's that going along?
Oh, it's going. I'm actually working on 2 at the same time, just to compare older and newer, what the difference is, what changes have done. I try to find the comparable chapters and just read one and then the other and see how much has changed or not changed.
Cool.
The other one, it's actually the first one I ever bought. I can't remember how old it is.
Has much changed in hyperbaric medicine?
I'm going to say yes, just because of all the research they've started doing with it. So This one was 1981. That's how old this one is. And then the other one I have is
Brendan was already 23.
I was not 23 in 81.
I won't tell you how old I was. Younger than 23. But yeah, just the research, I think, is the biggest thing that changed. It's become so much more of a wound healing thing rather than diving emergency or, hyperbaric emergency problems. Right. And I know that article you just shared there addressed some of the problems with that now.
Yeah.
But there's always Dan.
That's true.
Yep.
Very true. And talking about who was probably 23 in 81, Glenn.
Oh, jeez. Why are you picking on Glenn?
He always picks back, so.
He's going to quit watching. Keep harassing him like that.
Oh, Glenn won't do that. Glenn was
Glenn, don't feed into it. Glenn.
See? Honestly, I'm surprised. I didn't think you were that old, Glenn, but...
Well, don't say it like that either. I got to realize you were that old.
He'd already been diving for 2 years.
Man. He's been diving for 11 years longer than I've even been alive.
Well,
I had to do that. 10 years. Sorry, I had to do the math there for a second.
So obviously here it is, almost 8:30. We got a bunch of people that are coming here at the end. Thank you for coming in. Definitely go back and watch the if you care about information. That's pretty much all this one was. A bunch of information
about information.
Well, I mean,
it's 2021. Nobody cares about information anymore.
All right, I'm done.
They just want headlines.
If you want clickbait, this is not the place for you.
Yeah.
And check out the notes, the links at the end of the show. That explains a lot.
Especially check out, I think the big ones are Nautilus Live, their live feeds. OceanX, what they're doing. Those are two of the bigger ones that I took back from that I really appreciated.
Thanks, Glenn.
Thank you, Glenn. We appreciate the positive feedback there. Anyway, and sorry, I don't have my merch on. I don't know where the shirt's at. I couldn't find it.
I have merch on, just not ASC merch. I got a Minnesota Vikings shirt on right now. Even though I'm a Cincinnati Bengals fan, I just happen to have a Vikings shirt. So that's what I'm doing right now. The other ones are in the wash, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I have a good excuse. But you're not even jumping out of the outro here. What are you doing? Like, we have a process in how this goes, Brendan. You were talking about the merch. Like, what is it? Like, that's not how we...
No, but what I was going to say was I was hoping to wear new merch tonight, but once again, my artwork got ruined.
Yeah, you're still all upset about that.
Well, I've been waiting a week for this thing and hoping it was going to be cool, and then I get some Fisher-Price thing that some 5-year-old could have made.
Maybe it is a kid that's just trying to make some side cash, man.
Maybe.
Kindergartner has his own art business.
Mr. Follow your dreams, Mr. Follow your dreams. And then it's just like, your work is trash. You can't be doing that. This guy might be like, what if this guy closes up shop and he's just like, I can't believe that I ever thought that I could amount to anything in my life.
His other artwork was amazing. You were turning me on to this guy. So
first of all, I don't like you telling me I've turned you on to anything. Okay. Join us for the ASC after hours with the live stream.
Yeah, where it gets red hot.
Okay,
that's over on our OnlyFans channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find us on OnlyFans, Fansly.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'm gonna go through our outro. How about that?
Hey, that's a question. If we started OnlyFans, would anybody join?
Let's not even bring it up. Brennan's going to start sharing some of the Marco Polos I send him on there. Is what he's going to end up doing. Anyways, I'm going to do the outro before we get carried away with
that. That sounded really bad, dude.
Some of them are, and you know they are. It gets weird. Anyways. Okay, professionalism. Let's do this, guys. AtlanticSeaColony.com. That is where you'll find all of our social medias, not OnlyFans. So you'll see our Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, our Discord channel. Make sure to join the Discord channel. We've got a few more new members, which has been fun. Plus, we opened up like a staff channel that's just basically us three right now. But so we're using it for work purposes too. Not that affects everybody else, but
yeah,
it's just a cool little thing that we're doing. So yeah, all of our stuff is on there. Also, check out the resource page. Maybe we'll have to update that with some of the stuff that Thane reads, or not Thane, sorry, Babe reads about. I don't know why I called you Thane. That Babe reads. If he's got some good finds, that would be good resources for that page. We'll have to throw them on there. Mm-hmm. Also, being as we were talking about merch and it got carried away, Babe's the only one repping merch right now. So thank you, Babe, for doing that. But go over to AtlanticSeaColony.com/merch. We have hats, shirts, hoodies. It's hoodie season. Well, it's actually starting to, depending on where you live, it might be getting out of hoodie season and into coat season. Up here in South Dakota, we're transitioning into coat season. Brendan's still in t-shirt weather. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I was wearing shorts yesterday.
I'm assuming Babe's in that t-shirt weather yet too, so he's probably fine. But
one of my friends yesterday sent me the other day sent me a picture up in Illinois, and they had their Atlantic Sea Colony hoodie on. I was like, hey,
nice. Yeah. But we have, okay, we don't have winter coats, but I was gonna say we have clothing for all times of the year. So, also like mugs, water cups, like water bottles. I can't talk tonight.
There's water cups on there.
Well, I don't think they're called water cups though. Cups. I think yeah, we have cups.
Shorter.
Oh man, I'm struggling tonight. Cold here in the morning, down to 50 degrees, Glenn says. Oh, I feel bad for your cold being 50 degrees. 50 degrees is like what it's like at 2 p.m. here, and we're just like, man, it's a really nice day out today. East Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no sympathy. No sympathy.
That's been down the 20s here.
It was 54 this morning here.
Yeah. See, I'd wake up and I'd be like, whew, it's going to be a great day. But instead, I have to defrost my windows. Anyways, sidetracked again. So, how can you help out the Atlantic Sea Colony Project? Well, say you want to do some, one-time donations. There's a couple ways. You like Cash App? Cash App. You can do the $ Atlantic Sea Colony. Just, you can, whatever little amount you want to put in there, just submit that bad boy. It's quick, easy. Maybe you're more of a PayPal person. You can go to www.paypal.me/Atlantic Sea Colony. And you can do it that way. Like I said, any amount that you want to have works on that. If you want to do a monthly thing, $1 to $5 a month on our patreon.com/Atlantic Sea Colony. by going there. Hold on real quick. We have our patrons, Edward Haas, Brian Acosta, Babe Hyde, and Matthew Cathy. So thank you all you guys for that. Also, you can have access to some special channels in our Discord, be able to kind of get some insight on our live streams. Like if we have guests, you can help us get some questions picked out, or if we just have, or if you want to suggest certain topics, blah, 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 or, you know, whatever. Your involvement is much greater. Or if you just want to do it out of the generosity of your heart, obviously we appreciate that too.
Yeah.
So that's all I got for our outro.
Or you can call Ray Dalio and get him to give us some money too.
Yeah. Give those links to Ray Dalio. Give him the PayPal. I don't know what the most you can
Or
transfer.
cash.
to
He just
PayPal.
cash out me.
Yeah, but I think there's got to be limits on those, right?
Yeah. He can do multiple payments. I mean, it doesn't have to be one time.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll accept it. Yeah, I mean, any of your friends that make 7 figures or more, I mean, get them in touch with us. We don't want all their money, just a little. Just enough to get this off the ground.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all I got. So, boys, it was fun. And Brendan, I'll see you next week. Babe, I'm assuming 2 weeks I'll see you.
Yeah,
Right?
sounds
Is that
like
kind of what we're on every other week?
23rd. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Brendan, I'll see you well before next week, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
it'll be you and I next week, okay?
I understand. Yes.
Okay, guys. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.